Hello everyone and welcome back to Arctic Retro. Just a short video here. I suddenly got a bunch of stuff in the mail and yeah, I thought it was worth making another mail and donations video this time. I actually stopped making regular mail and donations videos because yeah, I actually stopped buying so much stuff. But sometimes I get stuff and yeah, if it's worth making a video, then I'll do it. So I do this not only for showing what I get, but it actually also shows what I'm currently working on and what future plans I might have. This one came from Ireland and it says component for video game. So I guess it's a chip then, I think. Yeah, it's packed in bubble plastic. Even more plastic. No, this is not a chip. Yeah, there's a connector and yeah, it's kind of a chip. It's a little PCB. Let's take a closer look. This is the TMS-RGB module, and if you remember, I had a video about the Spectra Video MSX machine. That wasn't working and was a total wreck. I actually made another video about that machine also, but not yet published. But this is a component that you can install under the video chip, the TMS. And it actually provides you then with RGB output. So instead of trying to build up that broken module in the machine that has the video generation circuit and stuff like that, I thought I'll use this one instead. And it also came with a DIN connector, so I can install that in the machine, and then this should be able to make a good video from that broken machine if I can get it to work. It's still not working. Yeah, there's a web page, tms-rgb.com, and it says an RGB mod for systems using TMS 9928A and 29A graphics. And that's the graphics chips in many MSX machines, I think most. And I have a TMS 9929 in my machine. And yeah, it's open source hardware, and you install it yourself, or you can have them install it, I guess, if you send in the machine. But yeah, it seems rather simple to install it. There's a step-by-step install guide, so there's some videos, and yeah, how you attach it. You actually solder it under the original chip on the back side of the motherboard. That should be kind of easy to do. I don't know, I haven't actually soldered these kinds of modules before onto existing chips, but I think I can handle that. So I bought it from videogameperfection.com. They sell this for I think around 30 euros. I think it was 35 with this connector. What is it? I ordered this from Alpha Distrelec. It's actually a company here in Norway, but I think they just have their online presence here. This is actually sent from the Netherlands, as I said. Delivered to my door with DHL, and the shipping was quite reasonable. Yeah, and it's two more of the power supply I was planning to use on that broken MSX machine. Well, the reason I got two is the they're quite cheap, and I just ordered 2 instead of 1. I only need 1 right now. But this is a Meanwell power supply. It provides 5 volts and plus and minus 12 volts. And the reason I bought it was because I broke the one I had. I actually shorted it out by accident, and there was a big bang. I think there's still some marks on the on my bench after it, because I accidentally had it powered to 230 volts, and on my bench here there was a piece of metal and it actually shorted out. So it went out with smoke and flames, and it took the fuse in my house. I actually tried to replace the fuses on the PSU, but it still didn't work, so I think it suffered a fatal damage. But now I have 2 new ones, so be careful when you work with high voltage. That's my lesson from this. I paid 55 euros for these 2, including shipping, and that's not bad. It's listed as a medical power supply. And it is a Meanwell RPT60B, and it's 50 watts, 4 amps, so it's quite powerful for its size. Of course, it's a switch mode power supply. Then we have the regular AliExpress packages, where they put together several orders into one package. I don't remember what this is. Oh yes, yeah, that's crystals, and you cannot buy just 1 if you need 1. I think this is 10, and it's a crystal oscillator for the same MSX machine that I have talked about, because it actually was damaged. The crystal oscillator, one of the pins was loose inside, and it barely worked. If I pushed it down, it worked, but if I let go, then it didn't work. So I just ordered this. I think it's like 10 something megahertz. I don't know if it's printed on here or not. It's hard to see, but yes, it says 10.7386 megahertz. And the other package, what's this? It's yeah, that's a cable, and it's not related to retro computers. Well, it could be, but yeah, it's a USB to this kind of connector, which I don't know the name of, or I don't remember the name of it, but you use this for these handheld radios, and it's a data transfer cable, because I bought a handheld radio which is quite popular, and it can do a lot of stuff, including listening to air traffic, and there's actually someone that had made an alternative firmware for it, and to update the firmware you need a cable like this. You put it into your computer and you run some software there, and it actually transfers the firmware through this strange connector. Looks like an audio connector, or the ones that you use on airplanes, but it's not that. Even if the radio has an USB-C input, it uses this connector to transfer data to it. Yeah, not related to retro computers, but still wanted to show it to you. And of course I got it on AliExpress. Another little Ali package. What's this? Yeah, that's cables. Yeah, this is also related to the Spectra Video MSX machine that's broken. This is actually for connecting the power supply. I didn't have the correct connector, so I just made some mock connector to use it, but it didn't fit correctly. So this is the correct one that I need, and this is for something else, but yeah, just got them quite cheaply from AliExpress again. Another package, this came from Norway, and it was a donation from my friend John in Bergen. He sends me a lot of stuff, and he keeps me updated on stuff that happens on the Commodore scene. I mean, like Commodore 64 and Amiga, both hardware and software stuff. He sends me mails when something new arrives or something new has been made. So if you want to have your product or something shown on this channel, I'm up for donations, of course. That's why this is called Mail and Donations. Not a lot of donations lately, however. So what's this? Yeah, he sent me a lot of stuff that I guess he didn't need. There's some connectors, there's a PCB for the Versa 64 cart. This was actually made by another of my retro computer friends, BWAC. You probably heard about him. I actually have such a cartridge, but now I can make another one. And here's some, I think this is those modules to convert audio from digital to analog, which you use on, I think you use it on the SID replacement board that I recently showed you. Line out, and there's digital inputs here, and there's some jumpers on the back side. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what these are called, but has a little chip there, and I think it takes digital audio in and converts it to analog audio out, stereo. So that's useful in some other projects later, I guess. And this, what's this then? Yeah, this is the ST-Link V2, and that's a programmer or a tool you use to connect to your computer if you want to program a microcontroller from ST, I guess. It says STM8 and STM32. So that's useful if you want to program one of those microcontrollers. Nice. And then this is a PCB, C64 Survival Kit by Edu Arana. Yeah, that's a well-known person. And it contains different small PCB, Guyana PLA, C64 SRAM replacement, and this is MOS 8701 replacement. And these are converters for the character and basic ROM for the C64C. And what's this then? It's hard to read. Nano SwinSID. That's the Nano SwinSID PCB. And this is a PCB for a switchless Jiffy DOS. And this is a PCB for C64 Joy ESD protection. Obviously, you need the correct components to use this. Yeah, so this might become a future project. And here's a Kung Fu Flash 2 PCB. That's nice. I already got the Kung Fu Flash 2 from John, but he sent me this so I can build myself another one. However, this chip soldering this will not be easy for me, I guess. And finally, there's a Commodore sticker. Cool. Classiccomputing.de. Thank you, John, again. Then we have this one, but it's not a CD-RW, DVD-RW enclosure. It's something else. I bought this online on the Norwegian Retro Computing Facebook group because I wanted it and it was kind of cheap. Well, here we have it. It's a Coca-Cola. Yeah, here you have it. It's a old school cassette recorder player. It smells kind of old. Yeah, it takes AC input and it actually has support for recording, and there's headphone output and microphone input, and it actually has a remote control port as well. A volume. I have a lot of old computers that uses cassette players. For example, the Commodore 64 has its own cassette player you have to use, but many other computers like the Spectrum and the Amstrad, you can use just a regular cassette player like this. I guess it has a battery compartment. Yeah, luckily no batteries. Looks rather nice. It's an Electown. Has a microphone here, you can record. Let's find an old tape, see if it plays. Yeah, what do I have here? I have the kids. Norske jenter. Every Norwegian that's within the age of 40s or 50s. Remember this Norwegian band? It's supposed to be working. I haven't tested it, obviously. I'm not going to do any restoration or anything on this now. Just see if it works or not. So let's power on. Yeah, it's on. Nothing blew up. Yeah, that's the kids. I'm not sure if this will give me copyright strike or not. This is a very old band from Norway, and I'm not sure if they're even on Spotify. Yeah, everything seems to be working fine. Eject is a little hard. Yeah, I need to play their #1 hit. It rewinded fine. Yeah. Yeah, that was great. If I get a copyright notice on this music, then I have to remove it, but I don't know that now. It's when you upload a video, and then it takes some time, and then you can get a warning about the copyright. Old tape collection from back in the day. I still have a lot of tapes, and I have an awful lot of CDs, but I don't use any of those anymore. And of course I have an awful lot of LP records as well. I have a record player set up here. It's a Technics record player. It's there under those boxes and the book. I use it to play records from time to time. That's fun. This is 80s music. That's a Norwegian band too. That's enough with the music. I was thinking testing this with a computer. I just need to figure out what computer. Yeah, I tried this one. I have a cassette for ZX Spectrum, but I have borrowed the CPU here, it seems like. So yeah, I found another one. This machine I actually built from ground up using the Harlequin kit Revision G, and it's 100% compatible ZX Spectrum, but using only new components, except for the CPU. Well, the CPU was recently discontinued, so you can't get them new anymore, but there's still a lot of those available. Let's see if it works. Yes, of course it does. Now we're gonna load. I'm a little bad at using the ZX Spectrum. Now you need obviously the correct cable. I have this. I think it's. I think it was originally with some ZX Spectrum, and it doesn't have the remote control, but it's two mono. It's one for ear and one for mic. Yeah, that should work. Just put them into the computer. No, I don't know which is which, but yeah, I'm not going to record anything, so we only need one. So let's see now if it loads anything. You need to adjust the volume. I didn't touch it yet. We'll see what's happening. Yeah, nothing much happened. I'm not sure how long this tape takes to start, but if I take out the ear, there's the sound. Okay, I'll try to switch the leads and see. It seems like it reacted to something. Just reset it. And then it was load. Let's see now. Now it seems like it gets a signal at least. Yep. I know you hear it through the computer. Yeah, it found side A. Nice. Volume set correctly. That's nice feedback. Yeah, it just repeats itself. Volume set correctly. Now it found something. Rainbow. Yes, it's loading some graphics. Appears to be a rainbow. And there's the colors. Cool. Horizons. I don't know what's on this tape, to be honest. Maybe it says something here. An introductory software cassette. Keyboard trainer, entertaining, illuminating range of programs. Yeah, that was just another logo of some kind. Scion Computers. No games here? I want to play a game. Hardware. Okay, so it draws the schematics, a diagram of the hardware as graphics. It actually drew the Z80, the ULA, the ROM and the RAM, and yeah, the keyboard. Press any key. I don't know why it's Scion that made this, but press any key to continue. The most complex yet cheapest component is the microprocessor or CPU. The CPU in the Spectrum is a Z80, yeah, I know that. The CPU is of little use without memory, and the Spectrum has two kinds, ROM and RAM. Yeah, I just looked through this, and then I'll be back with something else if there's anything more interesting here on this tape. Yes, that's finished, and now it says start the tape. Loading lesson 1. I guess this is some kind of tutorial learning how to use the ZX Spectrum. Okay, so it's a keyboard trainer, and looking at the inlay, there's a lot of stuff on both sides. The first side is just a keyboard trainer, and side B is something else. It's Throw the Wall. I think we'll need to try that. Yeah, shift space is break. Now we can take a look at the program and list it. So it's written in BASIC. Yeah, I turned it to the other side. Let's see what's on that. It's amazing that these 40-year-old tape still works. I mean, it's a magnetic media, but we always learned back in the day that we should be careful, and that they eventually would erase themselves. Okay, we got a loading error. There was some noise. Yeah, we learned back in the day that these tapes would eventually just be blank over time, but still after 40 years, no issues with this. I hear some noise from the tape from this side. It could be bad, obviously. Yeah, it got further now, but there's a lot of noise now. Yeah, why load the program right away when you can bore the user with loading these graphics first? It takes a couple of minutes, that's not a lot. Yeah, as you can hear, there's some noise. I don't know if it's on the tape itself, but yeah. It looks to be in good shape, but yeah, I'll try to clean up the head. Maybe that helps. I have a Q-tip with a little alcohol, but it's not easy to reach the head. Let's see. The cassette player looks rather clean, but I don't know if it's actually been cleaned ever. Let's try again. One nice thing with this Harlequin ZX Spectrum is that it has built-in composite video output, quite good quality on the video out. It doesn't even have built-in RF output, so only composite video. I think you can get RGB from this too. Nope, there's still some loading error, there's some noise coming from the tape on this side. Yeah, but at least the cassette player is working as expected, so it's nice to have. Now I have a generic cassette player that I can use with all sorts of old computers, and I can play my 80s music tapes if I want to. Alright, that was it for this video. I just want to say thanks for watching, and a special thanks to my patrons and members on YouTube. If you want to become a member or a patron, then you get videos early and without ads. See you next time. Bye bye.